TaxAct knows filing your small business taxes can be a nightmare, like the kind where you're being chased by a giant W-2 form and you're running and running, but you can never reach the submit button. Or something like that. So, TaxAct offers Expert Assist with live tax experts to make filing taxes less scary. Now, you can just have pleasant dreams about being chased by other giant, non-threatening paperwork. TaxAct. Let's get them over with.
Get ready for Netflix's gripping new medical drama, Pulse. Set in a cutting-edge Miami trauma center, third-year resident Dr. Danny Sims is unexpectedly thrust into a promotion when beloved chief resident Dr. Xander Phillips gets suspended. Then, with the emotional and physical stakes at their highest, a storm will push the hospital and its residents to their limits. Witness how life can change in a heartbeat when you're operating under pressure. Watch Pulse, only on Netflix.
This is a Rogue Media Network podcast.
Let's see, I started at 116. Hey there, welcome to Bois, King of the Hill podcast. I'm Mike.
And I'm Rusty.
Rusty, it is a That Ain't Right Friday.
It is.
This is the time we take to do an episode that is King of the Hill adjacent or is in that King of the Hill world. Today, we're going to be talking about the new episodes for King of the Hill, the reboot, the continuation, whatever you want to call it, and how there are new writers that have been revealed.
Yeah, there's been some newer writers that have not been associated with the show before.
Yeah, and so I'm hoping as we go through here, maybe you or I will recognize some of these writers, or maybe we can look them up and start talking about them and see kind of some of the stuff they've done. This comes from Taylor Kamnitz, I think is how you say it, at LoneStarLive.com, same place that did a little article on us. This came from March 28th, so very recently. It says, new episodes for King of the Hill reboot highlight different writers for the revival. As Hulu and co-creators Mike Judge and Greg Daniels all remain tight-lipped on the upcoming King of the Hill revival, new episodes with different writers than those from the original series have appeared online. That's going to happen. King of the Hill ended in 2009 after 13 seasons, but is slated to return in 2025, which we're getting very close, I feel, according to the past remarks by Daniels. It seems the reboot will include at least 2 seasons, with season 14 premiering first. 2 episodes for season 15 appeared on the Writers Guild of America online project directory in January, but 5 new episodes have been added since, with the most recent final credits being March 4th. Not only that, but several episodes for the revival were written by new writers to the show. None of the season 15 episodes, most of which seem to be airing in 2026, have been titled on IMDb. However, 6 of the 10 episodes listed for season 14 have titles and appear to be airing on Hulu in 2025.
Okay.
So this is moving forward at a breakneck speed at this point. We're going to at least get 20 new episodes of King of the Hill, which is amazing.
That is amazing, yeah.
It says new writers for King of the Hill revival below, or here is a rundown of the new writers for the King of the Hill revival, along with specific episodes they wrote, per the Writers Guild of America project directory. All right, you ready?
I am.
Season 14, episode 1. Remember, we're getting these this year, which I'm assuming is going to be around summertime, something like that.
Yeah, something like that.
Maybe fall, I don't know, but we'll get them this year. Season 14, episode 1, Return of the King. This one was written by Mike Judge, we know who that is, Greg Daniels, and new to the show writer, producer, and showrunner, Saladin Patterson.
Which I looked him up because that's not a name I was familiar with, but he was the executive producer for the Wonder Years.
Okay.
The reboot or whatever of the Wonder Years.
Yeah.
The one from 2021 to 2023. He was also creator of it. So I guess he had a lot to do with that.
Okay.
He did some executive production on Lil Dicky's TV show, Dave.
Okay. Yeah. Dave was good.
The Last OG, which is
that's
Tracy Morgan.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Big Bang Theory, he did some co-executive production on 48 episodes.
I think they're about to reboot
32 episodes of consulting production on 2.5 Men. He's done a lot of production work on good shows. So Bernie Mac, TV show Psych, Frasier. He actually
he
co-produced
knows
a bunch of
He
Frasier.
knows the TV world.
Yeah,
which
well,
is great.
he produced he produced like 25 episodes of Frasier too.
Okay.
But his writing, the Wonder Years, he created and wrote the Wonder Years. But he's done a couple of episodes here or there for other stuff. He did 7 episodes for The Big Bang Theory, or eight episodes for The Big Bang Theory. Sorry, and then 7 episodes for 2.5 Men, and then he did 5 episodes for The Bernie Mac Show, and he did the screenplay for the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. and Beyonce, The Fighting Temptations.
Oh, okay.
Which was about the Temptations or
Yeah.
whatever. He did the screenplay for that. So he definitely also wrote for the PJs to bring it back to animation.
Oh, yeah.
And then obviously he wrote this episode of King of the Hill that we're going to be hopefully enjoying soon.
So this skips now to season 4, episode 3. So I guess episode 2 has not been revealed yet. Episode 3 is Chore
Well, I think the
Money.
writer for episode 3 is this is just new writers, so it's probably one of the old writers.
Could be. So episode 3 is called Chore Money, Chore Problems, and it's written by Sam Fischel.
Yeah, Sam Fischel. Fischel.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I am not
how to say
familiar with
his
that
name.
name either. A lot of these I don't know. Now, when it gets down into some of these older ones, I do know some of these names, but not. Boy, there is not a lot that
Let
I
me
know
look up
about
Sam
these
Fischel
guys.
here.
You see Sam Fischel?
Yeah. Yeah, so apparently he is known for The Big Sick,
Okay.
Pop Star Never Stop Stopping,
Oh.
The Zen Diaries of Gary Shanley.
Okay. Pop Star Never Stop Popping, or Never Stop Stopping. That's what's his face from Saturday Night Live. That's Lonely Island guys.
Oh, is it?
Uh huh.
Yeah,
So
I didn't know that.
that's decent company right there.
Yeah, and then I think that's the major stuff that he's worked on.
Okay.
He worked on Pee-wee's Big Holiday in 2016.
Oh, really?
He's done some comedy stuff. So Judge Apatow's film, he produced it, The Zen
one?
Diaries
Oh,
of
Zen
Gary
Diaries. Yeah.
Shanley. He also produced Judge Apatow: The Return, which I think is his stand-up.
Here's the
on
thing:
Netflix.
if you're associated with Judd Apatow, I'm fully in your corner.
Yeah, that's the thing I always thought was kind of crazy about that show Freaks and Geeks,
Oh, such a good show.
because it only lasted for less than 20 episodes.
Yep, it was a season,
And
it launched so many careers. It was written.
everybody
so well.
in it has a career in comedy,
It was great.
writing,
It's a
whether it's
great show.
writing or TV or movies. And yeah, I thought it was just always an odd thing.
Well,
just a
that's network
weird
television.
space.
failing
Well,
us once
that's
again.
what it was. They say that a lot of the issues for it were scheduling.
Yeah.
I think there was like some other big. I think it was like Survivor or something. I
Right.
don't know. It was one of them big shows or something that was on around the same time, and they just weren't getting the numbers.
That sucks. All right, season 14, episode 4, New Ref in Town, written by Anthony Del Broccolo.
Anthony the Broccoli,
Broccolo? Not
Broccolo,
Broccoli?
Broccolo, maybe.
Broccolo?
Yeah, that's a name I've never heard before. His
yeah.
is a new name to me too.
Yeah, never heard.
Let's see what he worked on here.
But this is New Ref in Town. So this is episode 4 of season 14. So this has got to be one of the original ones, one of the newer ones. You see anything from him?
Yeah, I'm loading up his page real quick.
Okay.
Yeah, he worked on United States of Al,
Okay.
Cheap Seats, Without Ron Parker, Big Bang Theory. He's a writer and
Okay.
producer.
Another Big Bang Theory.
Yeah, so he's probably done. He worked on that Little Bush,
Okay.
the George Bush
Yeah.
cartoon or whatever, where George Bush is a little kid.
Mm-hmm.
You ever seen that?
Yeah.
That's pretty funny.
All right. Season 14, episode 5, Peggy's Fade Out, written by Jeremy Sue, HSU. Jeremy HSU.
Yeah, Jamie Sue.
I think it's Sue, right?
Yeah, he's a comedian.
Oh, is he?
I think he is. If it's the one I'm thinking of.
Okay.
No, I'm thinking of a
I
different guy.
love that it's a Peggy-centric episode. Peggy's fade out, I'm hoping, is a bad haircut or something that she's gotten. Maybe she gets a tight fade.
Yeah, there's not a lot about him. He's
Okay.
a newer. He's probably a young guy, newer writer.
Young guy.
He's worked on Spencer Confidential, The Redeem Team, American Auto.
Oh, American Auto was good.
He's done a little bit on Jimmy Kimmel.
American Auto is another. What's his name? The guy from The Office.
He's done some editing. So he edited The
Spencer.
Redeem Team, which is a Netflix documentary about the American Olympic basketball team with LeBron and everybody.
Yeah.
And then he did ESPN original called Clutch, which is about the NBA playoffs.
Yeah.
He did a season with Florida State on Showtime, a season with Notre Dame on Showtime. So it seems like he's done a lot of sports stuff, TV stuff, Barbecue Pitmasters, The Metal Show,
Well,
the
fact that
NFL
he-
Today, For
the
What
fact
It's
that he
Worth,
worked with
VH1
Justin-
Classics.
The fact that he worked with Justin Spitzer is a big deal to me. That's a good
He
thing.
worked on the
'Cause
Super
American Auto
Bowl
was
halftime
Spitzer.
show for Super Bowl XLVII. What's that, 52?
All right. So episode 6 of season 14 is called Any Given Hill Day.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming this is probably about football because Any Given Day, isn't that about football? Isn't that
Any
an
Given
actual
Day?
football thing? Yeah.
I thought it was Any Given Sunday, but yeah, I guess Any
Well, that's
Given
what
Day.
I'm saying. Yeah. Any Given Sunday kind of thing. This one is written
Appreciate
by
it, Peter. I love this show
Erica-
so much, Peter.
Erica
Schmischer.
Rosby.
Erica, what?
Erica Rosby, Rosbe. Or maybe it's Roseby? Roseb?
Roast beef?
Roseb? I don't know. I've never heard that name either.
I haven't either. Let's see if I can
That
find
one's
anything
very
about
brand
it.
new.
Oh, okay, so she's one of the writers of Rick and Morty.
Okay.
She started writing for the show around the 3rd season.
Well, that's good company right there. Episode 7, written by Norm Hiscock, who Norm Hiscock has been a writer in comedy for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
Norm Hiscock's a very funny guy. Very good hands there. And then with new writer Anthony Del Broccolo, or however you say his name.
Yeah,
the
we
one
already
that
talked about him.
also
yeah.
did episode 4. Then we move on to episode 8, which is Stephanie M. Johnson. There is no title for this one yet, but it is Stephanie M. Johnson for season 14, episode 8 of the new season of King of the Hill.
Yeah, and she's pretty much just known for a little bit of writing. She's a writer for sure. That's pretty much her only jobs. She did that Upload on Prime.
Thanks, Peter.
There was a TV show called Upload or something.
Yeah.
On Prime.
Yeah.
She did the new Velma on HBO Max.
Upload is Greg Daniels' show, I believe. If I'm not mistaken. Upload's the one on Prime?
Yeah, I mean it's
Yeah.
a non-animated, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a Greg Daniels show.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so that's
I have to
good.
check that out then. Yeah,
That means she's
that's
in
her
the-
connection then to
Yeah, she's definitely in the right category.
being on the show.
And then we get another one written by Jeremy Sue, which is episode 9. And then we get to episode 10, which, in today's world, that is an entire season, written by Marcelina Chavera. Again, another name I've not heard. But the other thing you got to remember about King of the Hill, though, is we have a lot of these names we hadn't heard originally. Like there were so many people that were brought into the fold to direct these episodes that have moved on and gotten these huge careers and stuff because this is a launch pad for them. So do you have anything about Marcelina Chavera?
Yeah, I do.
Okay.
She also worked on Upload.
Oh, did she? Okay.
Fever Presents, Super Giant Robot Brothers.
Oh, okay.
I've never heard of that one. Have you ever?
Well, that's a decent little group, I guess. All right, let's take a small break and we'll be right back.
This episode is brought to you by LifeLock. It's tax season, and we're all a bit tired of numbers. But here's one you need to hear. $16.5 billion. That's how much the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud last year. Now here's a good number. 100 million. That's how many data points LifeLock monitors every second. If your identity is stolen, they'll fix it. Guaranteed. Save up to 40% your first year at LifeLock.com/podcast. Terms apply.
Shopping is hard, right? But there's a better way. Stitch Fix online personal styling makes it easy. I just give my stylist my size, style, and budget preferences. I order boxes when I want and how I want. No subscription required. And she sends just for me pieces, plus outfit recommendations and styling tips. I keep what I love and send back the rest. It's so easy. Personal styling for everyone. Get started today at stitchfix.com/Spotify. That's stitchfix.com/Spotify.
Hello, welcome back to Blah.
Blah.
We are going over the writers for the new episodes.
Yep.
We did season 14. Now we're going to talk about season 15. Now, season 15, not near as much information on those because like we said previously, the episodes have not been named yet.
They have not been named.
But we've got episode 1 through 6. Sam Fishel, who we talked about already,
Yep.
does episode 1. Episode 2 is Jeremy Sue.
Yep.
Episode 3 is Erica Rosby. And
Yep.
again, if I'm getting these names wrong, I'm sorry. Episode 4 is Stephanie M. Johnson, which we already went over. I'm going to skip down to 6, is Anthony Broccolo, or Del Broccolo. But episode 5 is somebody that we had not heard of before. It's Bob Daly, D-A-I-L-Y.
Bob Daly, indeed. Yes. So Bob Daly is a producer, screenwriter, whatever you want to call him. He's done a lot of different stuff.
Okay.
So he worked on his early writing stuff is Nickelodeon animation.
Okay.
So he worked on
You were saying there might be a tie to F from your other
Wild
show.
Thornberries.
Oh, yeah. there
Yeah,
you go.
so
Wow,
he
that was a
wrote
long
on the
time ago.
Wild Thornberries. He also wrote for Rugrats. He went from Rugrats to Frasier. When Frasier ended, a lot of the people that worked on Frasier went to the sitcom called Out of Practice,
Okay.
which was a doctor sitcom thing.
Mhm.
Then he went there with them guys, and then he went to Desperate Housewives,
Okay.
and then he worked on We Are Men.
Oh, this was the
Millers.
original Frasier.
The original Frasier, yeah.
We Are Men, huh?
Yeah, We
That
Are
was
Men.
good. That was on TNT.
Uh-huh.
That had Ray Romano.
Yeah.
That was a good show.
The Millers, The Odd Couple,
Okay.
Superior Donuts. Apparently, he was owned by CBS.
Now, Odd Couple, that stars the guy, and I can't ever remember his name. All I can think of is Lieutenant Dangle from Reno 911.
Yeah.
That guy who plays Dangle in Reno 911, he is known as a script fixer in Hollywood.
I didn't know that.
People send scripts to him. He rewrites them or redoes them or whatever and sends them out, and then he gets credit for it also in the
I
movies.
had no clue. That's
He
what
has
did.
done a ton of stuff. Yeah. Officer Dangle
Yep.
out there fixing all your scripts for you.
Well, this guy also worked on the new Frasier.
Okay.
He worked on that.
Well, that's kind of
shifting.
cool if they brought somebody to the new one
To the new
that
one,
used to work
yeah.
on the actual old one.
He worked on that new Tim Allen, Kat Dennings show, Shifting
I
Gears.
don't know what that.
I just don't
I know what you're
understand
talking
why
about.
they gave him a
She's like his
show.
daughter or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's all the information we have now. So we have season 14, which is the one we'll get first, episode 1 through 10. They excluded 2, so we're assuming that it's maybe older people that have written on the show before, or maybe it's just Mike Judge and Greg Daniels.
Yeah.
And then we have season 15, which right now on the Writers Guild of America project directory, it shows episode 1 through 6, but there's no titles yet. So
Yeah, there's no titles for 15, but 14 has titles for all of them.
Right. We're super
Except
excited.
for
Number 2.
7, 8, 9, and 10. No, number 2 has a name.
What's number 2 named?
From season 14.
Yeah.
The Beer Story.
Okay.
The reason why they didn't mention it is because the writer, I think, of that show, of that particular episode, is somebody that's been on there before.
Okay. Well, like you were saying, 7, 8, 9, and 10 from 14 don't have names yet either.
Yeah, because the writing credits actually for 2 is just Judge and Greg Daniels
Okay.
and Norm Hiscock.
Well, that makes sense.
So I think that's why.
Just to refresh your memories, the bottom of this story says storyline for King of the Hill reboot. The King of the Hill revival is said to follow Bobby Hill as he navigates adulthood while working as a professional chef at a Japanese-German fusion restaurant in Dallas, Texas.
Texas.
Bobby's work at a fusion restaurant could set up a propane-related conflict between him and his father. and several characters and cast members from the original series are set to return, and new characters are expected as well. That is part of the excitement of it for me.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Is both old friends coming back and new characters being developed.
You know what's exciting about this for me?
I hope Twig Boy.
There's a bunch of new names to
Yeah,
tweet out
it's true.
to and bug, because there's
Absolutely
background designers, retake animators, character designers.
And I'll
There's
tell you
just
this,
people
we will
that
try to get some of those folks.
Yeah,
on.
I've tried.
will try
I've
real
been
hard.
trying. Yeah, I've definitely tried.
We have hired a multi-million-dollar PR person to come in and really hit those people hard. We have not, but
We have not.
all right.
If you know anybody that works pro bono,
It's true. It's true. If you know any
Yeah.
PR people that work pro bono, which
Yeah.
I think those two things go against each other.
well,
But-
commission based. There you go.
I am Mike. That is Rusty. We thank you so much for joining us every Monday
Thank
and Friday.
you. Thank you.
We hope that you have a great weekend, and we'll see you again on Monday. I think there is a couple things left to say. One is, where can they find us?
At BWAAAKOTH gmail.com for our email, and BWAAAKOTH on all social media platforms, or most anyway.
That is it. And the last thing to say is,
Wimatanye.
we matanya indeed to all of you out there. Goodbye and good luck.
This has been a Rogue Media Network production.